Whoa, it's me. That ain't working no more. Hello, my chat partners. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Dion. Please subscribe to my channel. And to my returning chat partners, I really appreciate you guys' support. So guys, today's chat session is going to be on Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 10. And guys, today's drink of choice is green tea. Okay guys, so let's get started with this chat session. Love After Lockup Season 3, Episode 10 starts off with Brittany and Marcino. Brittany and Marcino in the kitchen talking. The kids running around, the dogs running around. And they got two dogs that's basically the size of people running around the house. And also they getting their yard renovated. So Brittany in the house, she frustrated, she fussing because she trying to cook and just the kids keep coming in the kitchen. Just the dogs everywhere, just all the noise from the renovation. So she started fussing at Marcino and she tells him that she wants to move because she was like, I need a bigger space. Like this house is just too small for all of us. And to be honest, it is a little too small for everybody. And he was like, well, we getting the yard renovated now. She was like, after all these years, now you decide to get the house renovated. I was like, after all these years, girl, you just got out of prison not too long ago. You done had 2 babies since you got out of prison, so you won't even think about moving to another house. You was thinking about having children. And he was saying that, you know, we getting the backyard done and everything. So they started talking about the price of how much it's costing to get the yard renovated. She was like, it's $10,000, right? He was like, no. She was like, how much? He took out a loan and it's $25,000. She was like, $25,000. He was like, yeah. She was like, well, I was saying to myself, for $25,000, they must be building a guest house out there in their backyard. They got to be doing something because $25,000 just to get the backyard renovated. That's a lot of money. And she was telling Marcino, like, you made the decision to take out a $25,000 loan to get the backyard renovated. You didn't even consult me about it. He was basically saying Marcino is doing things like he's single. You leaving me in the dark about everything. He was like, I'm not leaving you in the dark. You see what's going on. She tell him, you know what, that's real cute. I'm like, Brittany, honey, girl, you got to be more involved in what's going on and what your man doing. You can't just leave everything up to him. Yes, I know he's the husband and he's the man of the family and everything, but you need to make sure the certain decisions he making, they affecting you as well. And you gotta be mindful, like you getting frustrated because you in quarantine and because you got all these kids running around and everything. It don't matter if you was in quarantine or not, it seemed like you still would be frustrated. You need to be mindful and just start thinking of things you can do for you. You just instead of having kids, it's a lot to when you have a lot of children. Like, it's a lot to having a lot of kids, girl. You should know that by now. You got Gio, he what, 4, 5. I don't even know if he that old. Then y'all that had the little girl. I'm like, was she even walking when you got pregnant with the baby? So of course it's gonna be a lot when you got 3 kids under, I think 5 or 6. That's a lot. She says in her one-on-one that her and Marcelino need to get out and do things together. She really want to invest in her relationship. And she was saying that she wants her mom to watch the kids for her. Next scene goes to Sarah and Michael. Sarah arrives to the gym. She's meeting her friend Emmy and they begin to work out. And her friend was like, okay, you ready to work out? She was like, girl, I got enough working out last night. I was like, there she go talking about sex again. It is not funny, y'all. And I know this bad. I shouldn't be thinking this about this person. But the first thing that came to my mind was like, girl, I hope you had protected sex. Because she known for having unprotected sex. Sarah began to talk to her friend Emmy about Malcolm, and she was saying how things are going good between her and Malcolm and how he's such a great guy. Telling her how she likes Malcolm and she thinks he's a great dude as well. She started talking to her friend about Rain's birthday party and how the conversation went between her and Michael, how he asked her about the cake, and she started going off again. And she was telling her friend that she wants Malcolm and Michael to meet each other before the baby's party. But I'm like, Sarah just really finds the smallest things to start arguing or fussing about when it comes to Mike. He asked about the birthday cake. Okay, what's the big deal about him asking about a birthday cake? At least he asked about something. He was leading up to asking about other things, but you just didn't give him a chance. And I just really feel like Sarah want Michael. That's just what it boiled down to. Malcolm as the in-between person until her and Michael reconnect again. That's just what I think's going on. Next scene goes to Andrea and Lamar. Tennyson and Lamar in the car, and they're talking about the Mormon church. And they arrive at Dulo's house, which is Lamar's brother. And Lamar introduces Tennyson to Dulo, and he was telling Tennyson that Dulo is his favorite brother. And they begin to converse with each other. And Dulo welcomes Tennyson to the family. And he's telling Tennyson, you know, I got your back. We family. You're here now. We're going to make sure everything's good. And Tennyson started telling Dulo that he know that the crime there in LA is bad. And Flo tells Tennyson that the crime rate has gone down 70%. And Tennyson brings up the fact that Dulo got shot. So evidently Dulo got shot a couple of months ago. He said he was dropping his son off, or he was doing something, and he got shot in the foot, and it was like a random act. So evidently the bullet wasn't meant for him. Dulo pulls out some weed and he starts smoking it, and he asks Tennyson that he wants some, and Tennyson was like no, and Lamar was like nah, don't offer him that, we're not gonna do that. And Tennyson said in his one-on-one, even if he wanted to smoke some weed, he wouldn't do it because he know his mom would kill him. Lamar said he doesn't know why Dulo pulled out the weed and asked Tennyson if he wanted to try it. And he was saying that he shouldn't have done that. And he was like, he knows that when Andrea finds out, she's going to go off. And then all hell going to break loose. And that's the truth. All hell is going to break loose because I know she's going to find out. The next scene goes to Tony and Angela. They still outside arguing. He still got the 2 carton of cigarettes in his hand. She still got the bat in her hand, cussing him out, asking him what he doing there. Angela and Tony sit outside. She throw the bat on the ground. And she tells Tony, you're lucky that you're sitting there. Like, you ought to be glad you're here. Angela asks Tony, she was like, Tony, don't you want more for yourself? Don't you want more for yourself as far as hotel rooms and prostitutes? And Tony tells Angela that he's been at the hotel for 4 months, and the whole 4 months that he's been at the hotel, he's been good. He hasn't been doing anything. He's landing on thick, guys. He's telling Angela that being away from her is worse than him being in prison. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to him. She's the love of his life. He missed her. And then he's up to listening now, and she's like his therapist because she can help him get better, blah, blah, blah. And Angela said that she's been a therapist for 6 years, and she has her master's degree in counseling. And she knows Tony needs her, and she feels sorry for him. And then Angela tells Tony that she never filed for the marriage license. He was like, what, you never filed for the marriage license? He said, and she said they're not officially married. And he said, but you're still my wife, Angela. That he kept on landing on thick. He kept landing on thick, and she started smoking her cigarettes and falling more and more into Tony's spell as he continued to talk. I was like, Angela, girl, here we go again. Here we go again. Angela said in her one-on-one she can't think of a reason to take Tony back because all he is a cheater and a liar. But we know it doesn't matter what Tony does, Angela will always take him back. And the next scene goes to Lacey and Shane. They're in the kitchen with the kids cooking. I'm getting ready to cook a cake. And Shane says in his one-on-one that he has been doing good. He's been doing his probation requirements. He's been working. And he says that Lacey and the kids make his life complete. He has a family because that's something he never really had. Lacey says in her one-on-one that she wants stability in her life, and Shane brings that to her life. Shane is outside playing with the kids, and Lacey goes inside and she FaceTimes one of her friends. And they begin to talk, and she lets her friend know that her and Shane have started IVF. And her friend was like, you started IVF, we're trying to have a baby. And she was like, yeah, I think it's time. I want to have another kid. And her friend was like, are you sure you want to have another kid? I mean, I think Lacey got like 3 kids already. I think it's 3. And she was like, you want to have another kid, and is it because you really want a kid, or is it because he doesn't have any children? I think Shane like 22 or 23. And she was saying that she wants to basically have a kid for Shane because he doesn't have any children and he wants a baby. That the IVF has only cost her like $6,000 because she got some type of deal for it. I think it's one of those things where Lacey may have gotten her tubes tied, and it's a trial that they're doing for women who have gotten their tubes tied that they can get an IVF treatment, and they'll give it to them at a discount. She qualifies for the study, so she said she's going to do it while she can. And her friend asked her, this is like a bigger responsibility, like you ready to start all over and have another baby. And she was like, she's basically doing it for Shane. But my whole thing is, it's like Lacey, that's one reason why I think Shane and Lacey need a divorce and he need to go on with his life. He needs to be with a woman that's truly honest with him, because it's like Lacey, she don't think, I'm like, girl, you already got kids, so you get ready to have another kid with this man just because he want one. If you really don't want children, why you having another one? Because if things don't work out between her and Shane, now she gonna have like a 4th child. And it's like, what's the point of it? You should want to have children. Okay, yeah, okay, I see that Shane doesn't have any kids, but do you really want kids? Do you really want to be a mother? And are you really doing this because you really love this man, or because you know Shane a good dude and he's trying to make something out of his life? I don't like people like that. It's like she's using Shane. It's like, yeah, okay, I honestly just feel like Lacey using Shane. That's just what I feel like. Because she know that he's going to be there. She see how her kids love him. They look up to him. But it's like she's not genuinely with him because she's really in love with this man and he the love of her life. No, it's for convenience. It's the only reason why Lacey's with Shane is because the other dude is locked up. And that's just what I think. And Lacey need to be ashamed of herself because she's not going to have no good luck with using that man the way she is. I can see what type of woman Lacey is. And she is one of those women who run back and forth between men, and she uses them. Because I can see her now getting pregnant, having this baby, and then she'll be the one to drop the baby off with Shane and off with somebody else doing who knows whatever. The scene goes to Marcelina and Brittany. Her mom comes over to babysit the kids so they can go out and spend some quality time together. And Brittany said on her 101 that her mom suffers from alcoholism and drug addiction. And her mom comes over and she start playing with the kids, and Marcelino and Brittany leave. But I'm like, Brittany, if you know your mom suffered from alcoholism and drugs, why you got her keeping your kids? You got small children. I know she your mother, but she wouldn't be keeping my kids. It's one of them things, like, she need to be sober for years, and I'm talking about more than 10 years, not no, she taking it day by day. No, she can't take it by day keeping my kids. I don't care how much quality time I want to spend with my husband. My mom would not be keeping my kids if she suffered from drugs and alcoholism. That's a bad combination altogether. So while Brittany and Marcelino out, she's talking about the coronavirus. Don't touch this, and I can't believe we out and it looked like a ghost town. I'm like, girl, if you wanting to go out, you don't need to keep talking about that. Focus on having a good time with your husband, and then you got your mom keeping your kids. It's like you making the night worse than what it is. Okay, yeah, I know coronavirus out. Just be cautious and just keep it moving and have fun. Like, y'all really need to go out and enjoy each other. The next scene goes to Sarah and Michael. Michael arrives at his mom's house, and they sitting outside talking about Rain's birthday party. Michael tells his mom that he's stressed out about Maria because they broke up. And he said the reason why he broke up with Maria because she's always putting him in positions that can land him back in jail. And no one's going to cause him to be away from his girls. And I was like, Michael, like, okay, you say you're done with Maria because she can do things that cause you to land up in jail. You can do things that can cause Maria to land in jail too, because every time I turn around, you going between these different women, and all these different women, you sleeping with them unprotected. So you can bring Maria disease. Well, Michael, I'm sure he's got another girl that he's talking to, because that's how he did the girl, what was her, Megan, I think that's what her name was. He was messing with Megan, but then he had Maria on the side too, and Sarah. And it's like every time you turn around, Michael going back and forth. When he go see his girls, he's sleeping with Sarah, and they having unprotected sex. Then he go back to Maria. Then he go to this one. Then he go to that one. And then it's like you living in Maria's house, but you in her bathroom lying, a shower on, talking about you talking to, you getting ready to take a shower, but you actually on the phone with Sarah. You too sneaky. And the thing with Michael is like he changed women like he changed his drawers, and he need to stop doing that. He need to stop lying to these women. He need to stop messing with all these different women. If you're gonna be single, be single. Stop acting like you're in a relationship with somebody. Talking about you stressed out. You shouldn't be stressed out. What you need to be doing is focus on your girls, spending time with them, coming up with a custody agreement with Sarah so y'all can move on from this mess y'all got going on, this back and forth mess y'all got going on, and then just move on with your life. Get you a job. Be stable with Michael and do the things Michael want to do. Do stuff with your little girls, and then maybe later on to be in a relationship with somebody. And then Michael was telling his mom that he's getting ready to go to the baby's birthday party, and Sarah calls him and he ignores the call. And his mom was like, who is that? And he was like, it's Sarah. And she was like, he ignoring her calls? And he was like, yeah. He said, every time you turn around, it's a mess with Sarah. It can never be nothing like as simple as them two talking about the girl. She always got to make basically a mountain out of a molehill. His mom told him that she's proud of him. She see that Michael is showing growth as far as wanting to spend time with his kids, as far as wanting to go to the birthday parties and everything, and as far as him wanting to be in the girl's life. So that's a good thing. One thing about it, if anybody can see growth in anybody, it's their mother. And Michael's mom can see growth in her child. And at the end of the day, she know her son and she know what kind of man he is. So for her to say that she sees growth and she's proud of him, that's a good thing. Scene goes to Angela. Angela starts talking about Ross. Ross was an inmate that she used to talk to years ago before she met Tony. And I think Angela said she met Ross through a friend of hers who may have been in jail. And she met him like 5 years ago, and she said things went rocky between them two, and she started browsing the internet again for a pen pal, and that's how she met Tony. Angela says Ross got out a couple of months after Tony got out of jail, and Angela says she's always kept a communication relationship with Ross. Even after she met Tony, she still was talking to Ross. Even after her and Tony got married, she was still talking to Ross. I was like, oh, okay, Angela, you had your little friend on the side. But the thing about it, it was just a guy that she would talk to as far as when her and Tony was having problems and when she was going through certain things. Angela says she loves Ross and she has a spiritual and a mental connection with him. Angela said Tony doesn't know anything about Ross. So basically, she's kind of stuck on if she should continue to have her communication relationship with Ross or to get back with Tony. Angela, she's at the computer and she sent Ross a message telling him that I miss you and I hope we can connect soon. So we're going to see what happens with that situation between Ross, Angela, and Tony. But I would like to see some juicy stuff between Angela, Ross, and Tony because I'm tired of seeing Tony walk all over Angela. I think Angela's a nice lady. I feel like she has a lot to offer to a guy. And I want Tony to see what it's like. You know, you saying you want to do good by Angela, which I don't believe that. I believe he just said that he needs something. I feel like Tony is one of those men, he'll be nice to a woman because he needs something. Then once he gets what he needs, then he's going to go back to doing his foolishness that he was doing. That's what some men do. They'll be messing with this one woman. Then when things kind of go sour and dwindle down and he needs something, he'll go back to the good woman. Then once he get what he needs from the good woman, then he go back to messing with whomever. And I think that's what Tony doing. So it would be nice for Tony to see that it is somebody else out here that want Angela and can do her right. The scene goes to Sarah. She arrives at a psychologist's office and she begins to talk about Michael. Then Sarah goes into this rant about how Michael didn't come see the kids for Christmas. He didn't call, how she tired. Michael doesn't do this and that, and he won't take her phone calls, and she just wants to have a good life, and she just crying and just weeping and hollering and talking junk about Michael, just throwing dirt all over him. I'm like, Sarah, honey, you're young. You need to really get your life together. Stop making Michael the blame for every single thing. First of all, you knew what type of man Michael was before you even married him. That's number one. Number two, you knew what type of man Michael was before you even had your second child with him. You're the one who keep allowing this man to come into your life. You're the one who keep allowing him to sleep with you unprotected. And every time you turn around, you pregnant or you got a pregnancy scare. Get your life together, girl. Stop blaming Michael for everything. You're a grown woman, so when you decided to have these babies and bring these children in this world, you should have made the decision that you need to act like you got some sense and stop trying to just blame everything on Michael. He not your puppeteer. Like, he don't run your life. You allow him to. You allow him to get you upset. You say you now moved on with Malcolm, which clearly you have, and you just using him as a space to make you feel good about yourself so you can make Michael jealous. That's the only reason why you with Malcolm. You using him. It's like you and Michael need to either get together and work it out and both of y'all be faithful to each other or leave each other alone and be good parents to those children. That's what y'all need to do. And she was saying Michael should be happy because he can sleep at night knowing his girls are being taken care of. That you their mama, right? Either he there or not, you still supposed to take care of your children. You were pregnant with the second baby and he was in prison or just got out of jail or something. So it's like that woe is me. That ain't working no more. It's like you want to throw Mike up under the dirt because he not taking your calls and, oh, because it is, he with Maria. But I'm sure when she find out he's not with Maria anymore, she going to be happy and saying all this stuff. And then I'm sure Michael going to be cutting up when he find out about me at their baby birthday party. They got this ongoing cycle of just a bunch of foolery. And the scene goes back to Andrea and Lamar. Tennyson and Nyla are in the room talking. And she told him about how her and her mom was at the pharmacy or something. Her mom took her to the pharmacy and started talking to her about sex in front of everybody. And she was loud. And Tennyson was like, he don't know why they mama like just so over dramatic. Like, why did she do that? Like, why does she like to, draw attention to herself when it comes to certain things? And I don't know why y'all mama like that either. She just a special one. One thing I can say about Tennyson and Nyla, Andrea has raised some good children because they are good kids. They are very respectful. They are they was raised well. Let me just say that. You can just tell they're some good kids. Tennyson told Nyla that Dulo offered him some weed. And she was like, oh, God. And he was like, I'm going to have to tell Mom. And she was like, oh, my goodness. She was like, you tell Mom she's going to go off. She's going to be mad with Lamar. And Tennyson was telling his sister how when Dulo offered him the weed, that Lamar was like, nah, don't do that. And she was like, make sure you tell Mom that part too. I think he need to tell his mama that part first and then follow with, I denied the weed or whatever. He needs to start off with Mom, Dulo. Let me tell you this first. Lamar was 100%, having my back, telling me, no, don't do that. And Dulo offered me some weed because when Andrea found that out, all hell is going to break loose and it's going to be some smoke in the city. Okay. The scene goes to Marcelino and Brittany. They arrived home from their night out on the town. And when they get in the house, her mother is nowhere to be found. Her sister is there holding the baby, feeding the baby, and the kids running around. And she was like, wait a minute, where Mom at? And her sister was like, Mom's gone. She called me and I got here and she left. And they was looking like, what? And Brittany's sister told her that she got an alert from her bank and it's showing that her bank account is under $50. And Brittany was like, wow, so that's going to show that the mama is stealing money from the daughter's bank account. And Brittany told her sister, she said, get the baby to Marcelino and let's go. And they left. And they went in the car and they driving looking for their mom. I think Brittany's getting ready to take her sister to go get her clothes or whatever. But I'm like, that's sad. Like, so my thing is, if Brittany's sister wasn't available, what was you going to do? Leave the children there in the house by themselves? See, that's what I'm saying. Brittany got to make better choices when it comes to her mama. You should have known that she was going to leave and not stay there with them kids. She's not capable of keeping them small children and them 2 human-sized dogs. She know better than that. I hope they find her mother and can get her the help she needs, but I hope next time moving forward, she should know better than to allow her mother to keep those kids. And I would have to lay my mama ass out in a nice way. Like, don't ever do that again, because anything could happen to them children. And it would have been basically Brittany's fault, because you know better, girl. Like, have some sense of yourself and know what's going on. Like, your mama is on drugs and your mama is an alcoholic. And you allowing her to keep your small children. Like, come on now. Okay, guys, that's the end of my chat session for Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do apologize, guys, if you guys heard any noise in the background. It's just the morning time, and I just have a lot going on with my family in the house. But yeah, guys, comment down below and let me know if you watch Love After Lockup and let me know what you guys think. So if there's a show that you guys would like for me to watch and we can chat about, comment that down below as well. Guys, I'm wishing everyone a great week. I'm wishing everyone safety, and I'm wishing everyone a peace of mind, because a peace of mind is one of the greatest things in the world. All right, guys, you all take care. And as always, remember you guys are great. And as always, take care, stay safe, and be blessed. Bye, guys.